Hey guys, my name is Justin Short, and today we're going to talk about the 5 things that I love about living here in Murrieta, California, and we're going to talk about the 5 things that I hate about living here in Murrieta, California. I've lived here over 20 years, hopefully give you a great perspective, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Hey guys, my name is Justin Short. I'm a realtor and team leader here at the Short Real Estate Team here at RE/MAX 1 in Murrieta, California. Today, wanted to create a video and just give you a little bit of perspective on over the last 20 years, the five things that I've learned about living here for the last 20 years that I love, and then the 5 things that I just hate. So number 1 is really just the overall cost of living. So as far as living in Southern California, yes, Southern California is more expensive than many other places here in the United States. Yes, but as far as cost of living here in Murrieta, California, compared to the rest of Southern California, I mean, you really can't beat it. So as far as being in a nice area that's growing, that's newer, that's clean, that's well kept, compared to cost of living in, say, San Diego, Orange County, LA, we're coming out way ahead here. It's much more affordable. There's definitely some pros and cons there and why that is, but for me, I don't think you can beat it. Number 2 is really, and that kind of ties into the same thing, is just the overall living in Southern California, the overall weather, the temperature, and the proximity to a lot of those big cities. So San Diego, LA, Orange County, right? So we're in Southern California. We're really an hour away from everything. I'm less than an hour away from the beach, less than an hour away from downtown San Diego, less than an hour away from Big Bear Mountain to go snowboarding, less than an hour from the desert going out to Palm Springs, and less than an hour going out to Orange County. So for me, I like that centralization. You know, we're about an hour away to do everything, which is really not too far. Very easy to do those day trips and have some fun with, my wife or family or friends or whatever it is that we're going to do. And so for me, number 3 is going to be the great schools. So I'm a father, so I'm married. I have 2 young kids. Right now, our daughter is 5, our son is 2. And so big thing for us, knowing that they're getting older, they're starting to go to school. Our daughter goes to kindergarten now. It's just the great schools that are out here. So whether it's the Murrieta School District or Temecula School District, both are rated super high. The schools from elementary to middle school to high school are all ranked very high. As far as in Southern California, in a good school district, you really can't beat it, and that's a big thing for me. As someone that has a family, I don't think you can really put a price on that, and that would be super important. If we ever were to move, which we're not planning to, but if we ever did, it would have to be somewhere else that had those highly ranked schools as well. And that kind of ties into number 4. So it's just a great family area. we're the suburbs. There's no doubt about it. We live in the suburbs, but there's a lot of family friendly stuff. There's a ton of parks. There's, the great schools. Yes. There's a lot of family restaurants. There's a lot of family activities from, different things that all incorporate the family. So there's a lot of young families that live out here. The houses are larger. There's 4 and 5 bedroom homes, that fit families. And for me, having that family area is super important, and it makes me feel comfortable, especially as our young family is growing, and it makes it an area where we want to stay. And number 5 is just the fact that it's a safe city. So both Murrieta and the city of Temecula are super safe. They've been on and off of the top 10 safest cities list in the United States. So that's a huge thing. I think right now Murrieta is on the list, and it's one of those areas where you feel comfortable. I have clients that don't lock their cars at night and do things like that, but it's very safe. We're in the suburbs, and it makes you feel comfortable and makes it a place that you're glad to call home. Those are the 5 things that I love about the area, and then we'll go over the 5 things that I hate about the area. So again, I've lived here over 20 years, so I think I have a pretty good perspective. So number 1, it's without a doubt. For me, the worst part about living here, it's the heat. Man, it's hot. It is middle of summer. You get those heat waves, 107, 109. It's just miserable. It's not fun to go outside. And those AC bills can get big because you're running the AC all day. The average temperature in the summer is we did another video on it, but it's like 90, 91, 92. That's actually super comfortable. I like 90 degrees. I've lived here for a long time, so that's real easy for me. But it's when it's hot and it's 105, 107. I don't think anyone's having too much fun. So for me, that's the worst part about living here is just the heat. Number 2 is going to be just just, we're not super close to really anything outside of this area. So I put that in the pros list, where we're about an hour away from San Diego, LA, Orange County and the beach, but it's also a con. We're not 5 minutes away from anything either. We're not 5 minutes from the beach. We're not 5 minutes from the snow. We're not 5 minutes from the desert. So that can be a little inconvenient at times, where you do got to make that drive 45 minutes, an hour out if you're going to make those trips. So it's not like you're doing those things every day anyways. If it's a Saturday or a Sunday trip, it kind of makes it more of a day of doing those types of things. But sometimes it'd be nice to be able to be 5 minutes down the road from the beach, but there's a price point that comes with that too. So number 3 is the traffic. So we are Southern California. There's a lot of people that live here. I mean, between the local area, Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, there's probably 300 to 400,000 people that live here locally. So it's a lot of cars. There's a couple main freeways, and especially at rush hour, there's a lot of people on the freeway. So even on the weekends, commuting out of town, there can be a lot of traffic. So that would definitely be a con for me, is just the traffic. Learning the roads. I've lived here for a long time, so I know the back roads and what roads to take that can maybe stay off the freeways. And also knowing the timing. I know on the weekend, if we're taking off out of town, we'd like to get out of town early before that 11:30, 12 o'clock traffic hits. So you learn those things, but it's not the greatest. It's definitely probably, I would say, a con of being here. And number 4 is just going to be the taxes. So whether that's California income taxes, that's just part of living anywhere in California, so you can't get away from that. You got the sunshine tax, right? Or also some of the property tax. So that's not all areas and all neighborhoods, but a lot like the nicer and newer communities, they all have those higher property taxes, those higher special assessments, so which hurts the affordability. So if I had to say a con, it would definitely be the taxes. And then the 5th thing that I hate about living here is really just the nightlife. So especially when I was younger. Now we're married, got kids and all that, so maybe not a huge thing, but especially when I was in my early 20s and whatnot, not having a great nightlife out here was a big thing. It's definitely improved some. There's more in the Old Town Temecula area, but especially when I was younger, a lot we were driving out. We're going to San Diego, going to Orange County for a lot more of that nightlife stuff. So nowadays, definitely not the season of life that I'm in, but it would definitely be a con for the area. So hopefully the list helps, man. I'd love for you guys' perspective. You can feel free and reach out anytime. Feel free to give me your perspective, or if you want any more advice or information about the area, I'd love to be a resource. You see all my information. You can feel free to text or email me. And if you think the video is helpful, please go ahead and subscribe. We're going to keep the videos coming every week, and hopefully it gives you good perspective. And hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks.